According to the province, 40% of new PSW recruits leave within the first year on the job. Minister of Long-Term Care, Marilee Fullerton, hopes the announcement today will address staffing shortages.
This is a monumental lift, but we're doing it. 6,000 new PSW positions and 2,200 in the pipeline to be fully funded.
All 24 colleges across Ontario will offer fully funded programs for PSWs starting in April. But Home Care Ontario says more workers are needed.
We need tens of thousands of PSWs in home care and in long-term care.
Meanwhile, the union representing 70,000 staff on the front line adds that this new plan does not address the biggest issue. How will they retain these new workers?
A universal wage rate is what is needed, and it needs to be a living wage rate with paid sick days.
When CHCH News asked about guaranteed paid sick days, the province wouldn't commit.
We have to look at measures that will retain our PSWs. And part of that you've seen with our pandemic pay and then the temporary wage increase.
A temporary boost of $3 an hour that will expire in March.
We need to keep that $3 an hour. Simple.
Then there's the question of why now, after unions had been calling on the province to hire more PSWs for over a year.
The Minister of Long-Term Care responded today that they're still taking time to learn what needs to be done. Excuse me? It's been a year of death. It's been a year of these frontline workers giving it all.
In contrast to the Ford government, Quebec hired 10,000 new orderlies to work in long-term care back in June, ahead of the second wave.
Premier Ford says that we're leading in the COVID recovery plan, but this is definitely an example of how we are not leading.
CHCH Queen's Park reporter Randy Rath asked about the delay in Ontario.
Why has it taken so long? Why has it taken a year before you launched this project?
Minister Fullerton deflected, answering instead that they are focused on the long-term goals of hiring more than 20,000 workers.
We never really dropped the ball at all in terms of the long-range plan, which we had initiated since the very beginning of our ministry back in the summer of 2019.
Throughout the pandemic, 3,860 long-term care residents and 10 healthcare workers have died after contracting COVID-19. The tuition-free accelerated program is expected to last only 6 months compared to the current 8-month program. Right now in Ontario, there are 2,200 students that are currently in PSW programs, and the province says they are eligible to apply for a $2,000 grant.